为什么一个85年的大叔会有20多岁的女孩子愿意嫁呢？
Why can a man born in 1985 attract girls in their 20s? Just yesterday, our matchmaking company released information about a man born in 1985 who owns a house and a car in Jinan, with an annual income of around 400,000 yuan. Surprisingly, many young women showed interest in him, including 2 girls in their 20s who were particularly enthusiastic. They feel that men at this age are often more mature and steady, with rich life experience, a deep understanding of life, and a caring and considerate nature. They believe that being with such a man could help them avoid many detours, as if they've gained 20 years of life experience in advance. However, these girls are not just attracted by his age, they are rational and understand that their youth gives them a certain advantage. Because of this, they are willing to bring more emotional support to the relationship, hoping to make the man's life more interesting and fulfilling, so he doesn't feel that life is dull. They are even considering having multiple kids with him to pass on his excellent genes. It must be said that nowadays, young girls in their 20s show remarkable rationality and calmness in this type of marriage choice.
为什么小姑娘都喜欢找大叔呢？
Everyone wants to know, why do young girls in China today love older men? Just asking this question might suggest that you're probably still living in a small city, feeling content with your own little plot of land. I've lived in Chengdu for over 10 years and used to wonder why so many young women would choose older men. Is it because they love money? But after visiting Shanghai and Shenzhen, I finally understood. In this materialistic world, consumption is like a raging flood. For a girl, it's almost impossible to gain a foothold in a first-tier city on her own. Let's start with shopping malls. Walk into any mall in downtown Shanghai, and looking at the prices of those goods, I wondered if I was even in the same country. Take the same product. In Chengdu, it might cost 5,000 yuan, but here, the price has doubled to over 10,000 yuan. Then enter a restaurant. In Chengdu, a bowl of noodles might cost 15 yuan at most, but here, it starts at 25 yuan. After eating, you want to take the subway? Chengdu's subway starts at 2 yuan, here it's 3 yuan. Accommodation is no exception. In Chengdu, you can stay in a decent hotel for 300 yuan, but in Shanghai, it starts at 800 yuan. Don't even mention massages. In Chengdu, 100 yuan gets the job done, but here it starts at 300 yuan. Groupon deals in Chengdu rarely exceed 1,000 yuan, but in Shanghai, some packages even reach 2,000 yuan or more. The next day, I thought about visiting some attractions, but besides the ridiculously high prices, there was nothing particularly special. Admission fees for tourist spots in other cities might be around a dozen or 20 yuan, but here, it's at least 100 or 200. For instance, the world's second tallest building, essentially just a place to take a photo, has an entry fee of 180 yuan. In this consumer-driven city of Shanghai, where material desires are overwhelming and prices keep soaring, it's tough for many young women who venture here alone to bear such expenses on their own. At this point, older men become their way out. These men come under the banner of true love, seemingly searching for their lost youth. Meanwhile, the women understand and play along, using these relationships to escape cramped rented apartments, avoid crowded buses, and no longer need to visit cheap stores. I remember on my first day in Shanghai, I went out to eat, and sitting at the next table was a couple with a noticeable age difference. Halfway through the meal, the older man handed a bag to the girl, who let out a gentle gasp of delight, her face filled with joy. They didn't open the package and continued to enjoy their meal. You could see the warmth and joy in their interaction. I could tell the bag was from a high-end jewelry brand, and their meal likely cost at least 50,000 yuan. For many hard-working young women, such luxury spending might be something they can never achieve in their lifetime. At that moment, I suddenly understood these girls' choice. Perhaps what they're choosing isn't this older man, but rather the lifestyle and financial support he can provide. To be honest, a monthly income of 30,000 yuan in a first-tier city and a monthly income of 10,000 yuan in a second or third-tier city don't necessarily differ much in terms of happiness. That's why people who've lived in first-tier cities often feel much happier when they return to their hometowns. As for finding a partner, if you're looking for a wife, it's best not to find a woman who's lived in a first-tier city. If you're looking for a husband, it's best to find a man who has fought his way through life in a first-tier city.
是越来越多的年轻女孩子嫁给了中年大叔。
Hello everyone. I wonder if you've noticed that recently, more and more young women in society are choosing to marry mature men who are significantly older than them. This phenomenon has long been common in real life and seems to be becoming even more prevalent. Why do young women tend to choose mature men as partners? I personally think the reasons can be summarized into 3 main points. I'll analyze them one by one, hoping everyone can resonate with what I share. First, the economic status of mature men is generally better than that of younger guys. Nowadays, views on love are no longer purely about emotions. It often requires a solid foundation of material support. Just like young people getting married today, having a house and a car has almost become standard. The cost of living is enormous, and a mortgage on a house alone is enough to make people feel pressured. In contrast, most mature men already own a property and have some savings, so they don't need to worry about mortgage payments. These economic advantages undoubtedly make them more attractive, as the young women marrying them at least don't have to worry about sharing the heavy burden of a mortgage after marriage. This stable economic foundation is precisely what many young women yearn for. Second, mature men are often more thoughtful and attentive in daily life, knowing better how to take care of others. Young men are mostly carefree and somewhat immature, while mature men either have marital experience or have accumulated rich emotional experiences. They tend to be more tactful and considerate toward others. Many mature men who have been married were trained by their ex-wives, making them more meticulous in caring for others. Even if they are unmarried, their extensive life experiences have made them more emotionally mature and experienced. These experiences make them significantly better at showing care and concern for their partners compared to young men. Girls usually enjoy the feeling of being cared for, and combined with the economic strength of mature men, they naturally exude a unique charm that attracts many young women. Third, the mindset of mature men is generally more stable, giving women a sense of reliability and security. When women choose a partner, it's not just about finding a man to live with, it's about seeking support and a sense of security. Compared to peers, mature men have richer life experiences, a steadier mindset, and handle issues at work and in life with ease. When young women face difficulties in life or work, they often feel more at ease with a mature man, as he can quickly propose effective solutions, whereas a young man may simply be at a loss. This ability to calmly handle problems makes many women feel dependent, believing that being with a mature man means less worry and greater security.
谈了一个比自己大10岁的男朋友是什么体验？
What is it like to be with a boyfriend who is 10 years older than me? Speaking of my mature boyfriend, he does have a certain charm, I guess. His appearance and aura are both quite attractive, so I thought, why not give it a try? Physically, he's in good shape, too, haha. He even sang a song for me, which truly touched my heart and completely captivated this young girl. Our relationship officially began, and from then on, he took me on trips. Not only does he look handsome, but he's also hardworking, always accompanying me on all kinds of adventures. We really enjoy ourselves together. Walking down the street with him is truly a sight to behold. I feel that he's genuinely handsome. His aura turns the whole journey into a beautiful scene. And every time I'm with him, I can easily free up my hands and don't have to worry about much. Watching him busy setting up the tent, even doing household chores, he looks especially charming. In the evening, we sit by the sea breeze, and he treats me so tenderly that I feel like a spoiled little child. This is the gentle side of me in his eyes. However, there are times when we're apart for a while, and I can't help but cry. He constantly checks in on me, asking, "Are you hungry?" I even start feeling a bit confused myself, not sure if it's hunger or missing him. Even though women are like delicate flowers that require care, in the eyes of a caring man, they will still be tenderly cherished. It's this thoughtfulness and care that I simply cannot resist.
嫁给大10岁的老公是一种什么样的体验？
Marrying a husband who's 10 years older than you, what kind of feeling is that? Well, although my husband is 10 years older than me and has 2 sons he's raising, honestly, my life now feels like that of an honored grandmother. As my bestie jokes, your husband is practically putting you on a pedestal. I don't have to do anything, I just lie back and enjoy. My life is simply one big experience of enjoyment. My husband always tells me that I don't need to do any housework and that I'm here to be pampered. He even exaggerates, saying, "Honey, the best thing you can do is nothing at all." Let me tell you, I rarely do housework, maybe once in a blue moon, and when I do, he showers me with so much praise that I start feeling like I'm on cloud 9. For example, once I swept the floor, and he immediately exclaimed, "Wow, honey, you're amazing. You did such a great job today." Haha, Even sweeping the floor has become a big accomplishment. Whenever I run out of money, my husband gives me some, and he often goes shopping with me. Not only does he give me money, but he also accompanies me to shop. Even when we go to the supermarket, he's always there with me. I never go out alone. I might playfully complain, honey, this shopping cart is so heavy, I can't push it. And he'll quickly laugh and say, all right, honey, I'll help you push it. Sometimes, he even lightly taps my nose and calls me mischievous. I can't help it, I'm just this spoiled. Whether it's me depending on his money or him appreciating my youth and gentle personality, he genuinely seems happy to let me live a carefree life. When I don't feel like doing anything, I just stay at home watching dramas, and he never interferes. If people say I'm only doing this for his money, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Even if others are jealous, my life is simply this comfortable. For example, right now, as I'm talking, my husband has come over to lie next to me and relax with me. I smile sweetly and say, honey, honey, tell me you love me. He sighs a little, but still says gently, I love you. I feel that wasn't sincere enough, so I keep playfully insisting, no, you have to say it with feeling. Say, I love you, baby. He smiles, hugs me, and says, I love you, baby. At that moment, I even make him swear it's true, and he nods earnestly, saying, of course it's true. I just love this feeling of being pampered by my husband.
这个男人就是我的老公。
This man is now my husband, and I affectionately call him my mature man. He is exactly 10 years older than me. Before we got married, my family actually opposed our relationship, thinking the age gap was too big. However, who would have thought that he would end up treating me so well and becoming the most important companion in my life? The story began 10 years ago. Back then, I was just an ordinary tourism worker. One time, I attended a birthday party for an old classmate, and he happened to be invited as well. While chatting over dinner, he told me that his company was in international trade and was planning to attend an exhibition in Germany, working on visa and ticket arrangements. At that moment, I immediately thought, this is definitely a big client. So, I proactively added his contact information, thinking there might be an opportunity for collaboration. Unexpectedly, this connection turned out to be a lifelong bond between us. Later, when he returned from Germany, he brought me a gift, a beautifully crafted box of chocolates. At that moment, I developed a slight affection for him, feeling that he was not only polite, but also quite romantic. So I invited him out for dinner. During our meeting, I learned that he often attended exhibitions abroad, could communicate fluently with foreigners in English, and even spoke a bit of French. I was very impressed by his talent and knowledge, feeling that he was a confident and sophisticated man. We slowly got together from that time on. However, he was already 35 then, while I was only 25. At first, my family didn't support us, thinking the 10-year age gap was too hard to accept. If you were my parents, would you agree to my marrying a man 10 years older? But he was always steadfast about our relationship. One year, on New Year's Eve, he didn't return to his hometown to celebrate, but joined me at my family's home. He brought a gold necklace for my mom and some fine bottles of liquor for my dad, finally gaining their approval and successfully marrying me. It's been 10 years since we married, and we have 2 sons together. My mature man stayed in my hometown, living with my parents and us. During my working days, he always offered valuable advice and encouragement, especially when I faced challenges. His support filled me with strength. And during my period of unemployment, he encouraged me to start learning new business skills, helping me open up a new career path. So, much of my career progress today is thanks to my mature man's unconditional support and companionship. As the saying goes, 100 years to share the same boat, 1,000 years to share the same pillow. I truly feel that for 2 people who love each other to come together is a rare fate. Our life doesn't need to be rich, nor do we pursue a big house. We just want a simple, peaceful life, cherishing and supporting each other. I firmly believe that as long as a couple is united, any difficulty can be overcome. When facing setbacks in life, as long as 2 people move forward hand in hand, never abandoning each other, there's nothing we cannot face. Because our hearts are united, our love grows deeper. Because our hearts are united, our life is filled with hope and beauty.
After reaching middle age, Truly charming men usually possess three unique qualities. The first is an extraordinary life experience. Of course, this extraordinary experience is not compared with young men, but rather with other men who are also entering middle age. Many people, upon reaching middle age, seem to lead a lifeless existence, with their physical condition often hovering in a subhealth state. It appears that speaking a few more words or taking a few extra steps becomes a burden they find hard to bear. However, truly attractive men are different. Thanks to regular exercise, good lifestyle habits, and proper maintenance, they possess excellent physical strength and mental state, full of energy, and their eyes reveal a passion and vitality for life. As some say, age is not the only measure of a person's aging. The key lies in their state and the sparkle in their eyes. That is the real age. For those energetic middle-aged men, it's almost impossible to guess their age, as they remain as curious and enthusiastic about the world as young people, a trait that undoubtedly attracts women deeply. Secondly, such men possess a unique sense of understanding. People often say, "Do not advise others lightly without experiencing their hardships first," and this saying holds much truth. Some young men, or middle-aged men with limited experience, often think they understand everything and tend to lecture when meeting women, always preaching about grand principles, yet they lack empathy and the perspective to put themselves in others' shoes. In contrast, men with a deep sense of understanding are different. They can see things from others' perspectives and show empathy rather than preaching. This type of man doesn't need to spout a lot of principles to display his superiority. Instead, he is more attractive because of his genuine thoughtfulness. As a classic saying among women goes, "The men who don't preach, who don't have that fatherly tone, have a youthful charm." These men are undeniably more appealing. The third charming trait is their open and tolerant mindset. This tolerance is not innate, but comes from their rich experiences and broad knowledge. They do not judge others narrowly, but are capable of understanding people from multiple angles, showing great warmth and acceptance. They never complain about society, nor do they lament that everyone in life has let them down. They have even let go of their dissatisfaction with their original families, no longer dwelling on their parents' past mistreatment. They always carry a peaceful smile, a gentle personality, and do not judge others lightly, giving people a sense of kindness. Being with such a person makes you feel incredibly relaxed, as you can be your true self because you know he won't judge you or view you through a narrow lens. This kind of atmosphere feels incredibly comforting. This state is truly wonderful. Men who possess these three traits are not just mature in age, but have developed a calm attitude towards life and a broad mind. Such people will exude captivating charm at any stage of life. These qualities make others feel that they are not merely mature men, but more like life mentors and friends, accompanying others through each stage of life. Do you agree with my perspective? Feel free to leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support is very important to us, and we will continue to provide better content for you. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.